lovelies, it's Gretchen. Welcome back to my channel. 'Tis the spooky season and I am very excited for today's video, as you can probably tell from the title. One of my favorite types of videos to do around this time of year are body jewelry hauls, specifically Halloween themed ones. And when our friends over from Oufer reached out to me and said, hey, we've got our Halloween pieces, you know, I was like, let's do this. I'm so excited. So for today's video, I am going to be showcasing these pieces that Oufer sent me. These are all Halloween themed. I absolutely love Halloween themed body jewelry. Oufer also knows that one of my favorite piercings, if not my favorite one, is my septum piercing. So pretty much all of these are septum pieces except for one, which is like a little triple cartilage piercing set. So all of these except for one are septum pieces. I cannot wait to try these on for you to show them off. I have a few that I'm thinking are gonna be my favorites, but as we know in videos past, I look at one, I'm like, that's gonna be my favorite, but then I try on another one, I'm like, that's the one. So if you're like me and you love Halloween themed body jewelry, don't forget Oufer has an incredible collection. So for starters, I really love the Halloween packaging. I always feel like they end up having two different kinds always. So for this one, it's red with like teeth, like vampire teeth. Teeth are on the back as well, it says Oufer. And then over on this one, it's purple, it's in a graveyard. On the back side, little like hands coming out of the grave. So I always love their packaging, it's so nice. You take it out of its sleeve and it's in plastic containers that you just pop open. The jewelry sits in there nicely so that it doesn't move around. So starting off is this hinged piece. I will say, I'm pretty sure all of these, yes, all of these septum pieces are hinged rings. They're sometimes also referred to as segment rings. Sometimes there's confusion about segment rings. Segment rings can sometimes, like the little piece can come unattached from the jewelry, but then you have like segment hinged where it just works like a door where it opens and closes. That's what all of these are. They are all segment hinged rings, so the little piece doesn't unattach itself. Because all of these pieces are rather small, I do always throw up kind of like an enlarged picture of each piece. So if for some reason me holding it like this, you can't really see it, totally understandable. I'll throw up the enlarged picture so that you can see it easier. But this first piece kind of gives me Avenged Sevenfold vibes because it's got like the bat wings. I think it's more so the bat wings remind me of Avenged Sevenfold, like their imagery, their logo and stuff like that. But this particular piece are bat wings going off from the side, and in the center is a black heart. I love the look of it. It does look like it's a little bit bigger of a diameter, so it may not hug the nose as closely, but I just like the simplicity of it while also giving that spooky vibe. Next, we have what looks like a rose, and it's got like a little red gem in the center of the rose, and then it's got some vines and leaves going up the side of the jewelry. This one is a smaller diameter. I believe the last one was 10 millimeter. This one is 8, so this one is gonna hug the nose closer, which is fine because the rose piece is smaller, so it's not gonna like sit so snugly on your nose that it's gonna be uncomfortable. But I love the little pop of red, the red gem in the center of the rose. It just adds something extra. Next, we have a moth piece. So this one looks pretty simple at first glance, but there's like a moth at the very base of the ring, and on its wings are little crescent moons, which I think is super sweet. This one is a bigger diameter. Some of these pieces you can get smaller diameters, so like Oufer sent me 10 millimeter, but some pieces you might be able to order 8 millimeter. Some pieces you might even be able to order 12 millimeter. It just kind of depends. They're not always set, it just depends on the piece. But I particularly like this one because it is simple. It's just the moth, but having that little detail of the crescent moons on the wings just makes it stand out a little bit more. I think it's super sweet. Speaking of moth, we have another moth themed piece over here. So whereas the last one, the base color was black and it had like silver accents, this one, the base color is red and it has silverish black, kind of like gunmetal accents. So this one kind of reminds me more of a lunar moth just in its shape. Again, this one is a little bit simple just because it's only the moth and doesn't have anything that goes up the side of the ring. But I like that particularly. I like simple ones. Don't get me wrong, I like more intricate ones as well, but there's just something special about the more simple style jewelry. This one, as opposed to this moth, the tail does dip down a little bit. So for me particularly, it might like come across my Philtrum Pearson, but may not. We'll see when I try it on. Next is a very Halloween themed one, and that is this pumpkin. Now, aside from there being a super cute pumpkin at the base of the ring, another aspect about this piece of jewelry that I like is that it is black instead of silver. I don't have many black pieces of jewelry. Most of mine are silver. I have like a handful of gold and rose gold. And because of working with Oufer over the years, I have accumulated more black pieces of jewelry as well as gold and rose gold. Typically I gravitate towards silver. That's just what I feel like looks best on me, but I do love it when I get a piece like this where the base color is black. It also makes the pumpkin stand out, and there are 2 stars on either side of the pumpkin that creep up along the hoop, and so you have black stars on either side of the pumpkin, and then right above that are orange stars. I just think it's really cute because it stands out really well against the black piece of jewelry. So this one is very Halloween themed. This next piece is kind of like the pumpkin where the base color is black as opposed to silver, gold, or rose gold, and I really love this one because the bat wings on it are abalone. It's got like that oil slick look to it. Very simple. The bat just kind of goes up the side of the ring. It is a smaller diameter, so it's going to hug the nose a little bit more, but I love how that abalone shell coloring pops against the black jewelry. Also, you will find on Oufer, kind of like with diameter sizes, sometimes you can change out the base color of the jewelry. So if you're not feeling like black or gunmetal as your base, sometimes they offer silver or gold options as well. Not always, but sometimes. But I do feel like this one is going to look really good in the septum because the wings are probably going to go up a little bit into the nostril. It's not super in your face, but you can tell that there's a little bit of detail there. And the last septum jewelry piece that I have, this is the one that kind of caught my attention at first among all the ones that were sent to me. This is a spiderweb design on the segment ring. So how this would sit is like right up against your nose, and the spiderweb would make up the part underneath of it. Now at first, when I first saw this piece, I was like, oh, that's really cool. The spiderweb, like the base color is black, and then the silver is what outlines the spiderweb, so you can see that it is a spiderweb. But then I took it out of its packaging, so the packaging specifically is black, which makes it appear like it's got a black base. But then you take it out, and you'll see in the try-on video, and you'll see in the enlarged image, that it's actually just entirely silver. There's no color to it at all, and the spider web is actually a cutout, which is also pretty cool. I feel like both ways would be really cool. So like having that black base so that it pops out, but then also having it cut out is really cool. So I am very excited to try these on. So it was a little bit of an optical illusion at first, but I am also thrilled with how this one looks. And then finally, it's kind of hard to see it in this packaging. All of these are probably hard to see in this packaging, which is why I always throw up like the larger images on the side. But this is the little trio set for cartilage piercings, and it is just basic silver. You have a bat, you have a spider, and you have a spider web, so you can kind of change them out. I feel like over here on my double helix, 2 of those together, like the spider and the spider web, could look really good, and then put the bat somewhere else. Oufer always throws in a couple cartilage jewelry pieces for me, but the majority is always septum, which I absolutely adore. So now that I have rambled a little bit about these pieces, let's do a try on. Those are all the pieces Oufer sent me from their Halloween collection this year. As always, thank you so much, Oufer, for for sending me these pieces, for working with me, for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it immensely. And don't forget, if you yourself are interested in getting some Halloween spooky season themed body jewelry, check out Oufer. I absolutely love their pieces. I love their quality. They hold up really well. I know it always seems like I stick with the same jewelry in, but I do tend to swap them out. You just might not always see it on camera. But again, Oufer, thank you so much, because this is my favorite time of year and I always get so excited when I see what Halloween pieces you have. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite, which one you might be interested in getting, and I will have all of these pieces linked in my description, so if you want like a direct link to them, they will be in the description. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to go down there and hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell, so YouTube will let you know when I upload next. But until next time, bye lovelies.